Well, President Biden is set to sign the highly anticipated new spending bill, aka the Inflation Reduction Act, just momentarily. It includes $80 billion in new funding for the IRS to beef up tax enforcement. Now, though, a former IRS lawyer turned whistleblower tells Fox Business the additional audits will most certainly target lower and middle income earners, despite White House claims to the contrary. Let's bring in Grover Norquist, president of Americans for Tax Reform. Sir, let's kick off with the details surrounding the $80 billion for the IRS. The White House insists none of this new funding is going to be used to amp up audits on the lower and middle classes. Let's pull this up. This is from a House GOP audit. They find 60% of new audits will target people who make less than $75K. About 710,000 more individual audits on people who make under $75,000, and 236,000 more audits on people making between $75,000 and $200,000. So where does the truth bottom out amidst these warring claims?
Well, the IRS has long said that they expected that small businesses and independent contractors were their target. They want 1.2 million more audits done here. Well, there are only 700 billionaires and 500 members of the Fortune 500 large companies. That leaves an awful lot of space for 1.2 million audits. There aren't that many rich people. There aren't that many big corporations in America. They are targeting people that they keep telling us they think are with restaurants and barbershops and so on. That's their target. And we know this because every single Democrat in the Senate voted against and to defeat an amendment which said this law will not allow any increase in audits on people making less than $400,000 a year. Biden's promise. Every single Democrat voted no. So we know exactly what they think this will do and who they're going after. They voted that way, every single Democrat senator.
So now the Treasury Department says that about $600 billion in taxes go unpaid each year. They say most of that is coughed up to rich folks who pay attorneys and accountants to help them invest money overseas and get out of paying it. They say by spending this $80 billion on the IRS, they're going to be able to recoup 400 of that $6 billion annually. If that reality is the truth, that sounds like a pretty good deal, no?
Well, that's not what they put into the budget. They claim that the $80 billion is going to get them $200 billion in higher revenue. 80 of that will be eaten up by hiring the IRS workers. The left has been arguing for years that there was gajillions of dollars that wasn't being paid. It doesn't make sense, but this has been something they've imagined. But again, when you ask what they're doing that thing where everybody has to have, if you have a $600 payment in Venmo or PayPal or Facebook Market, any of those things, that goes straight to the IRS, is presumed to be income. It may be something entirely different. You may have sold an old motorcycle bike that cost more than you got for it. But unless you have that receipt from 15 years ago, that little note from Venmo or PayPal that says you got $1,000, that's all income. And it's on you to prove it wasn't. There's a vast expansion of paperwork. And one of the challenges we have with the IRS, they have not earned people's trust or respect. When thousands and thousands of people's audits and their personal income over a 10-year period was released a year and a half ago, the IRS said, we're right on it, we'll expose this, this will stop. They have exposed nothing. When the Senate has asked them, please tell us what's happening, they say it's a secret. Right. And what is the word to everybody in the IRS? Doesn't matter if you violate the privacy of people. We saw this happen in the past. They'd go after conservatives who made contributions to political campaigns that the liberals didn't like, and then they get attacked publicly because their private contributions to churches or to other organizations get made public through the IRS workers, auditors, breaking the law and sharing it out to get them. And they're not firing people, and they're not disciplining people, and they're getting
quick follow-up. I want to just tease out. Sorry to interrupt. I want to just quickly, we got a couple seconds left, tease out something you mentioned a moment ago. If they're going to go laser in on all these electronic payment transfers like Venmo, you mentioned, PayPal, Facebook, who does that impact the most?
Independent contractors and small businesses. and they know that. There's
All
not
right.
a lot of that at Ford Motor Company.
Yeah. All right, we got to leave it there. Grover, thanks so much for your time this afternoon. We appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.